Rochester, a city known for its rich history and vibrant culture, has gained an unwelcome title, the car theft capital of America. The numbers are staggering. In 2022, Rochester saw a 90% increase in car thefts compared to the previous year. This surge in crime has left residents living in fear, wondering if their cars will be the next target. What's even more alarming is that most of these crimes are being committed by teenagers, some as young as 12 years old. This alarming trend has been linked to a viral TikTok challenge. This challenge, dubbed the Kia Boys trend, showcases how to hotwire Kia and Hyundai cars using only a USB cable. The videos spread like wildfire, inspiring copycat crimes across the country. Rochester, however, became the epicenter of this epidemic. The city's streets turned into a playground for young car thieves, joyriding in stolen vehicles with a sense of impunity. But this crisis goes beyond individual victims. It has put immense pressure on law enforcement, stretched thin by the sheer volume of thefts. It has impacted local businesses, particularly Kia and Hyundai dealerships, which are grappling with declining sales and frustrated customers. The Kia Boys epidemic is a complex web of interconnected issues, demanding immediate attention and solutions. Imagine waking up one morning to find your car, your lifeline to work, school, or family, gone. This is the reality for countless Rochester residents. The Kia Boys crisis is not just about numbers, it's about the human cost, the fear and uncertainty that has gripped the community. It's about the hardworking families who are now burdened with the financial and emotional strain of replacing their stolen vehicles. At the heart of the Kia Boys epidemic lies a controversial policy: juvenile catch-and-release laws. These laws, designed to rehabilitate young offenders, often result in minimal consequences for car thieves. Many are released back into the community with little more than a slap on the wrist, free to reoffend. This lack of accountability has created a revolving door within the criminal justice system, emboldening young offenders and perpetuating the cycle of theft. Advocates of catch and release argue that it prevents young people from being saddled with criminal records, giving them a chance to turn their lives around. They believe that detention should be a last resort, reserved for serious offenses. However, critics argue that these laws have created a culture of impunity, especially when it comes to property crimes like car theft. They contend that the lenient consequences fail to deter young offenders, sending the message that their actions have no real repercussions. The debate surrounding catch-and-release laws is complex and emotionally charged. Finding the right balance between rehabilitation and accountability is a challenge, but one that must be addressed. The current system, as evidenced by the Kia Boys epidemic, seems to be failing both the offenders and the victims. While the intentions behind catch-and-release laws are noble, the effectiveness of their implementation is questionable, particularly in cases like the Kia Boys. The lack of meaningful consequences allows young car thieves to continue their crime sprees, terrorizing the community and deepening the crisis. The ripple effect: victims, businesses, and law enforcement. The Kia Boys epidemic has left a trail of devastation in its wake. Victims are left grappling with the financial burden of replacing stolen vehicles, often losing their primary mode of transportation for work, school, and family commitments. The emotional toll is equally significant, leaving victims feeling violated, vulnerable, and fearful. The sense of security within the community has been shattered, replaced by a constant anxiety about who might be the next target. Local businesses, particularly Kia and Hyundai dealerships, are also bearing the brunt of the crisis. The notoriety surrounding the ease of stealing these specific car models has caused sales to plummet. Dealerships are struggling to reassure customers, facing a wave of frustration and distrust. The financial impact on these businesses is undeniable, threatening their stability and the livelihoods of their employees. Law enforcement agencies are stretched thin, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of car thefts. The time and resources required to investigate each case, apprehend suspects, and process stolen vehicles are straining their capacity. The catch-and-release laws further exacerbate the problem, creating a cycle of arrest and release that offers little respite. The police are caught in a frustrating loop, struggling to contain a crisis that seems to have no end in sight. The Kia Boys epidemic has impacted every facet of the Rochester community. The financial, emotional, and logistical burdens are immense, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond the immediate victims. The crisis demands a comprehensive response, one that addresses the root causes and provides meaningful solutions for all stakeholders involved. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Local businesses, particularly Kia and Hyundai dealerships, are also bearing the brunt of the crisis. The notoriety surrounding the ease of stealing these specific car models has caused sales to plummet. Dealerships are struggling to reassure customers, facing a wave of frustration and distrust. The financial impact on these businesses is undeniable, threatening their stability and the livelihoods of their employees. A glimmer of hope, seeking solutions. Amidst the despair and frustration, there is a glimmer of hope. The Kia Boyz Epidemic has ignited a sense of urgency, prompting community leaders, lawmakers, and law enforcement to seek solutions. Discussions are underway to address the flaws in the juvenile justice system, particularly the catch-and-release policies that have enabled young car thieves to evade meaningful consequences. Legislative efforts are focusing on strengthening penalties for car theft, especially for repeat offenders. Proposals include raising the age at which juveniles can be tried as adults for certain crimes, including car theft. There are also calls for stricter bail conditions and mandatory rehabilitation programs for young offenders. The goal is to strike a balance between accountability and rehabilitation, ensuring that young people face consequences for their actions while also receiving the support they need to turn their lives around. Kia and Hyundai have also stepped up, offering steering wheel locks to affected customers and developing software updates to address the security vulnerabilities in their vehicles. However, these measures have been criticized as being reactive rather than proactive, failing to address the root causes of the crisis. The onus, many argue, lies with the car manufacturers to prioritize security features in their vehicles, preventing such widespread theft in the first place. The Kia Boyz Epidemic has exposed a critical flaw in our societal fabric, highlighting the need for a multi-pronged approach to address juvenile crime and protect communities. It requires a collective effort, involving lawmakers, law enforcement, car manufacturers, and community leaders to create a safer environment for all. Conclusion: a call for action. The Kia Boyz Epidemic is a stark reminder that even seemingly insignificant trends can have devastating real-world consequences. The viral TikTok challenge, initially perceived as harmless fun, has morphed into a public safety crisis, leaving a trail of victims and a community grappling with fear and uncertainty. The crisis has exposed the flaws in our juvenile justice system, the vulnerabilities in car security, and the urgent need for a comprehensive response. The solution lies not in pointing fingers, but in collective action. It requires lawmakers to reevaluate catch-and-release policies, ensuring that accountability is a cornerstone of the juvenile justice system. It demands that car manufacturers prioritize security features, protecting their customers from theft and preventing future crises. And it necessitates community engagement, fostering dialogue and collaboration to create a safer environment for all. The Kia Boyz Epidemic is a wake-up call, a stark reminder that we cannot afford to be complacent in the face of emerging threats. It's a call to action, urging us to address the root causes of juvenile crime, strengthen our security measures, and work together to build a safer, more resilient community. The story of the Kia Boyz is not just about stolen cars. It's about stolen lives, stolen peace of mind, and a community struggling to reclaim its sense of security. The time for action is now, before this epidemic spreads further, leaving more victims in its wake. We must act decisively, collaboratively, and with a sense of urgency to protect our communities and ensure a safer future for all. If you found this information valuable, please like and subscribe to our channel for more updates and insights. Your support helps us continue to bring important issues to light. Pause 2S, recap and statistics. To fully grasp the severity of the Kia Boyz Epidemic, let's review some key highlights and statistics that illustrate its impact on Rochester and beyond. According to law enforcement data, car thefts in Rochester have surged by an alarming 35% over the past year. This spike is largely attributed to the viral TikTok challenge that encourages juveniles to steal certain car models, particularly Kias and Hyundais, due to their perceived vulnerabilities. In just the past 6 months, over 500 vehicles have been reported stolen, with a significant number of these thefts linked to the Kia Boyz trend. The majority of the perpetrators are teenagers, some as young as 13, exploiting security flaws in these vehicles to gain notoriety on social media. The financial toll on the community is staggering. Victims have collectively faced repair and replacement costs exceeding $2 million, not to mention the emotional distress and loss of sense of security. Local businesses, particularly those in the automotive retail, car rental, and insurance sectors, have also felt the impact. Increased insurance premiums and higher repair costs are being passed on to consumers, exacerbating the financial strain on already burdened households. Law enforcement agencies are stretched thin, with resources being diverted to address the surge in car thefts, which in turn impacts their ability to respond to other crimes effectively. The juvenile justice system is also under scrutiny, as the current catch-and-release policies are failing to deter repeat offenders. In response to the crisis, community leaders, law enforcement, and car manufacturers are beginning to take action. Initiatives include public awareness campaigns, enhanced security measures for vulnerable vehicles, and legislative efforts to reform juvenile justice policies. As we move forward, it's crucial to remember that these statistics represent real people and real lives affected by this epidemic. The numbers are a stark reminder of the urgent need for collective action to address this crisis and prevent further harm. This is not just a problem for Rochester, it's a wake-up call for communities everywhere to strengthen their defenses against emerging threats and work together to safeguard their future. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay united in the fight to reclaim our communities from the grip of crime and fear.